Hey guys, this is Nomon Tilt or MDM13 from 2plus2, and I'm going to make a 50NL video to show you how to play a bit looser and more aggressive than most players at this level do. My normal game is 1-2 on full tilt. I play about 12, usually play 12 tables, and am one of the bigger winners in the game. And I have run at about 30-25 for pre-flop for the past 100,000 hands or so. So I play pretty loose and pretty aggressively. And so I'm just going to explain some of my thought processes here. I think I could even play looser than that at these levels because the regulars will be more weak tight and easier to exploit. And there will be more fish that I'll be looking to get in pots with. So here, tight regular opens in the effective cutoff here. I'm probably just going to flat. There's a short stack that might stick a stack in here. I'm not sure what his tendencies are about calling 3-bets out of position. So here I'm going to float this flop. I've got overcards, gut shot, backdoor flush draw. Without history, I'm just going to 3-bet here. I don't think he's going to continue that often, and if he does, so here I'm going to bet the turn, I think, because that's a bad card for a lot of his range. He's going to check fold, I think. Because I have no history here, because I haven't played here since last fall, I'm going to be able to do a lot bluffier things because people will give me respect. Here we have deep stacks. This is a regular I played a hand with before who saw me semi-bluff once. Since I do have a bit of history before the session started, I would probably check raise that flop if he bet, but here now I'm just going to lead, see what happens. He snap calls. Okay, he probably checked back like ace high or a weak queen or something for pot control. I just took a stab because I see guys who are weak tight who will just check fold like paired flops and stuff, even though they should be betting, because my range of hands will not be able to continue very much on a queen 6-6 flop. Like if I'm calling like pocket pairs and suited connectors and stuff, it just doesn't hit that flop that hard. And if I try and check raise, I'm not representing much, so it's probably going to be viewed as a bluff a lot of the time. But I mean, these tables look really, really soft for the most part. Like there's basically some like 16-10 regulars and guys who are limping every hand, or like this guy Tobias donked into me on an ace-2-2 flop before the video started, all 3 streets, and then folded to a shove on the river for like $6 more into a $100 pot. But like, if this guy wasn't short, I would 3-bet if Poker Biatch opened. Because again, without history, I expect to be given a lot of respect, and even a 15-11 is going to be stealing a fair amount of the time. I generally open to 3x instead of pot, but it's not a big deal either way. But and so I'll tell you about my HUD here. It has labels, so it's pretty easy. So the VPIP, preflop raise, steal percentage, 3-bet, fold to 3-bet. Can't put my mouse over it, keeps popping up. Continuation bet and fold the continuation bet. And then if you click, there's tons and tons of more stats. This is the Hold'em Manager HUD. I think it's great. I'm gonna check because this guy is very, very bluffy. Sometimes I would bet for value, you get from Jack, or sometimes like 4 or 5. We got shot. Okay, now this is just a standard raise here. Because I don't want to afford a straight to come, and guy's probably not going to fold an ace. This guy might even come along with an ace. he seemed pretty bad. Okay, yeah, he comes along with the pair and gut shot, which is completely standard. And up here I'm on a deep table, so this should be interesting because looks like there are, is this guy regular? Yeah, I think there are three, well, this guy's sort of regulish, and these two guys are regulars who are also deep with me, so we'll probably get into some more interesting spots. The deep tables, if you play on full tilt, you should definitely play these as often as you can, because not only will it help your game, but I think they're very, very profitable if you're any good at deep play, just because most people aren't, and the fish especially aren't. Okay, so I get donked into, you know, I'm pretty sure most of you know that the standard is to raise these up and just sort of treat them like a check. I open 9-6 offsuit in the cutoff with a tightish regular on the button, because he'll fold a lot, and I'll get to play against these two guys in position, and you can play a very, very wide range profitably in position. The way people are folding here, or at least the regulars, I'd assume if like there are two regulars in the blinds, I would probably open like 70% or something on the button. This guy hasn't limped before. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but I'll raise. I mean, this is kind of like a bad-ish hand to do this with. Like, I'd much rather have 8-5 suited, I think, than Ace-4 offsuit, because of domination issues. But at the same time, because he does things like that, like limp fold, I think it's still plus EV to raise pre-flop. Okay, I already 3-bet this. I would 3-bet here a lot. I already 3-bet Loving Luis. Don't expect to get as much credit the second time, so I'm just going to fold. Here I'll just bet about half pot for protection, sometimes thin value. I can barrel the turn near overcard comes, called pretty quickly, probably not a strong hand. Because if I'm just going to shove for, how much is that, 20 BBs? Yeah. Hopefully this short stack will leave, it sort of ruins the games. Again, and this 2-3 suited here is a spot I would 3-bet a lot, but again, I don't want to do it right away because I have a bad image. This is the one spot where I raised to more than 3x, just to discourage calls usually. Okay, I get 3-bet from an unknown here, blind versus blind. At 200 NL, I would 4-bet call a shove. Here I'm just going to flat out of position and probably go with any ace or queen. This is not a flop I would be making moves against an unknown here, because okay, here's a spot I can 3-bet this, so I'll make this 6.5. Because I don't know how, I mean, if his range is mostly like pocket pairs and like ace king and ace queen, things like that, he's not going to fold them on that flop. If I knew his range was wider, I would be more likely to call down ace high or check raise him all in or something. Okay, here in 3-bet pot, king high flop, good spot to bet. Just bet 9 into 13. 10-8 suited under the gun of this table's okay. It's not great because of the short stack, but he seems pretty tight, so I think it's okay. If a club comes, we'll have an interesting decision, or a 3, and not something else that increases my equity. I'm probably going to fire another barrel here, try and get him off of jacks, queens, a 10, flush draw, thing like that. Just going to bet like half pot here to get some thin value. Bet 21 here, bet 3 here, and then when he min raises me, he's got a king or better. Fold. And this is a pretty good spot, I think, because, or at least because my 3s will be good outs, my ace might be, if I get called. But I think he just folds a lot because his like cold calling range, there's a lot of like mid pairs or like maybe jack 10 suited, things like that, and he's going to fold to my turn bet. And I think that's much better than checking behind and trying to spike an ace or a 3. So 10-7 suited again. See, this guy has been sort of like he hasn't limped yet, which means he's probably taggish, and these two guys are bad. So I feel like I can open this profitably because I'm essentially isolating in a way, because I get to play hands with these guys and keep other people out of the pot. So here I'll just bet like 275 and hope he has air. Like, this is a spot where I'm really just trying to fold out like king high. Like, I'm not trying to get him to fold a pair. If this guy donk folded to me before, I'm going to raise him again. Okay, snap calls. That means, a lot of times that means like a draw or like, you know, sometimes it's a pair. Okay, so he check raises me as a fold. He min bets, I've got an open-ended straight draw call. But he min bets again. I mean, this is a fold, really, but I'm going to pay the 50 cents, see what he's doing this with for information here. And my hand is good. Okay. Donk call, and then so I'll make a note. 50 NL. Donk calls gut shot on two-tone board. Bets. Okay, that guy. I'm very surprised that my jack high was good there, but it was. But so basically, at these levels, your general strategy should just be to pound on everyone, the fish, the regulars, because people are just going to not play back at you enough. Like, you could probably play 40-30 here and be one of the biggest winners in the game,